right, welcome back to this 30 days of meditation. We are on day 25. So, as always, find yourself a comfortable place, a comfortable position, and let's get started. All right, so yesterday we talked about how our knowing ourselves is basically to know others. So, in order to look at the mind, is to know the mind of others. And we talked about how, because everything we do in life, everything that we experience is through this filter called the mind, it is the only thing really truly worth looking at. And when we know ourselves, we are compassionate to the suffering of other people, even when the suffering of other people emerges as anger towards you or bad behavior or whatever. So to practice is to develop a sense of compassion for all things. And that's how you know if you're actually practicing, is if those show up. Even though cautionary, don't look for results in practice, because then you won't be practicing. So, and today we're going to talk about something else, something that I learned fairly recently, and something that I think is extraordinarily important when it comes to practice. So, find yourself a comfortable and sturdy position. Your eyes can be either closed or open. And let's get started. You are here. So relax. And to relax isn't an effort. You can't relax by trying to do it. The body and mind want to relax. So just get out of the way. Let it happen by itself. Allowing the body to be pushed down by gravity. Allowing this moment to be exactly as it already is. You are here. Put everything else down. And right here, begin to become aware of the breath, wherever you feel it the most. In and out. Relax with each out breath. And as the breath comes in, know this moment. For no reason at all, you are here. Be here and rest. Come back. Come back to the breath. You are here. Be still. Breathing in and out. Remember, we're not ignoring thoughts. We're not pushing them away or trying to cut them off. We notice the breath as thinking happens. We let thoughts come and go, just as they want to. Only you don't have to give them the gift of your attention. Let that remain with breathing. In and out. What notices the breath? Be completely still and completely rest right here. All right, you can look at the screen. I have a friend, very dear friend, a friend in practice. We call each other Dharma brothers or Dharma friends because Dharma is this Eastern term for the way or practicing meditation. And he he and I we met each other, and I found out that he wanted to be a monk under the teacher Ajahn Brahm. You may have heard of him. If you haven't, look up Ajahn Brahm on YouTube and stop watching my videos and only watch his videos. He is a true master. But he is a Buddhist. He's a Theravada Buddhist from the Thai forest tradition. And so Buddhism's not your thing, no big deal. But he wanted to become a monk under Ajahn Brahm ever since I met him. And so when I went and learned meditation from Hyangak Sunim, which is a Zen tradition, when we came back, we started practicing a lot together. Like we would do our own retreats together in in a hut in the forest. Well, I guess kind of in a forest. We just did a lot of practice together, and became very, very close. And all we do when we're together is talk about meditation. I don't think we talk about anything else. All we do for hours is just talk about practice. That's it. He's just that friend to me. And I've always known him by one name, but now his Buddhist name, he is Siti Bhutto. And he has now, I think, last year he was officially ordained under Ajahn Brahm. Sorry for the long story. Ajahn Brahm is somebody I've always revered as a really good teacher. His teacher was Ajahn Chah, which is another amazing teacher, but he is a very incredible person. He really helped me through a lot of things in my life. Never met him though. And so my friend, Siti Bhutto, became his student. And now as a monk, he's, cut off. I don't really get to talk to him that much. But he visited recently, actually about a year ago. And we went down to a monastery and we went and met and we went to a monastery. And we were sitting and he was telling me how it was really cool how he can be so close to Ajahn Brahm. He's this famous monk and everyone's around him, but he's able to sit right next to him and just talk to him and because he's his teacher. And I asked him if he had anything. It's kind of a cool story, about because I've always wanted to meet him. And he said he was sitting down at lunch and he looked at Ajahn Brahm and asked, "What is the greatest service? What is the best thing we can do for others?" And Ajahn Brahm, this is what he told me. He said, Ajahn Brahm sat back and he said, "Stillness is the greatest service." And it's so true, isn't it? Because yes, we can actually help people by volunteering or, doing what we can. But in the end, if we're still, and stillness simply means not being completely attached to thoughts all the time, then others around us aren't kicked up in the dust with all that activity of fear and this is going on. Oh, I'm worried about this happening. And so everyone else gets worried, but if you're still, that transforms everyone around you, especially those who are really suffering. Because our modern life is go, baby. Got to get there, got to get to this. I got a dream. I got to have some grandiose thing that I got to work on. And I got to get to this school. I got to get to that school. I got to become this. And then when I get here, I'm going to start making this kind of money. When I get that kind of money, I'm going to have that kind of house. And when I have that kind of house, I'm going to get over here. Then I'm going to run this way. Then I'm going to travel everywhere. Boom, 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 boom. But to be still. There's a quote by Blaise Pascal. He was a Christian mathematician. Now, Google me because I tend to get some of these things wrong sometimes. So, but he once said that all of mankind's problems are caused by the inability for people to sit alone in their room in silence. Because we're always running, rushing, trying to grab, trying to get, trying to gain power, this, that, and we fight each other over it. So to be still isn't just for yourself. To be still is, as Ajahn Brahm says, the greatest service. And when you meet these monks and these people, it really is that way. You approach them and they're open and they're quiet and they're not judging you. That's why we love dogs so much. They're not judging you, picking you apart like, oh, you like that clothing line? They're not doing that. That's why we love them. We can be to a dog and we don't care because they're not going to judge us. When you get around monks and other people like that, they're like that. They're not judging you. They're open. So as I said yesterday, as my teacher told me, practice. Whatever you do and wherever you are, just practice. Thank you again for your attention. And remember, please ask your questions. Please comment below about your experience. We all want to hear. This is a community effort. And of course, I answer all questions near the end of the week. So please get those questions in. But I will see you tomorrow for day 26.